Hi everybody, it's Emily
And Clark.
on Sailing Vessel Temptress.
And this is our December 2018 adventure log.
It's okay. We're still here in Georgetown and Grand Exuma in the Bahamas, and we are still in the same bay from which we reported to you last time. We're going to be here in Georgetown for the next 6 months or so. We may move around the harbor a little bit, but we're planning on staying here. And the weather has been acceptable. Today is nice. It's about 7 a.m. in the morning and the sun is just coming up and there's some clouds, but it's nice. That wasn't the case in the middle of December. We were getting lots and lots of fronts. It was very cold, it was very windy, it was very rainy. There was at least a week where we just did not leave the boat. It wasn't practical to take the dinghy anywhere, so we just kind of stuck inside. And that's always kind of a bummer. But, you know, you take the good with the bad. So.
Okay. So Emily, what are our updates since the last video?
Well, the biggest update is that our roaches are all dead. If you remember, in November, we got infested with roaches, and it was really gross. We used something called Max Force gel. The active ingredient is fipronil, and we're really happy with how that worked. Within 48 hours, there were no roach sightings at all. We had one roach sighting about a week later that we think probably flew onto the boat because it was in a strange place that didn't really have food and water and that sort of thing. But since then, nothing. It has been quiet on the roach front. So if you are going to live on a boat or you're living on a boat, we recommend that you buy this stuff because it's really a lifesaver and a sanity saver. Yeah.
We'll put a link to it down below. I've been sailing for a long time. I've been infested twice. And it was horrible the first time. I didn't have this. I stopped in every country throughout the Caribbean and bought their best medicine, their best poison. Nothing worked. Nothing really. It wounded half of the population, but it didn't kill them. And they just came back and they came back. And it was just so gross for like 3 months. They're just everywhere, it seemed. You don't want this to happen. So have this. If you don't end up using it, share it with a friend who has bad fortune. Also, I think we went into detail already about not bringing cardboard on the boat. Maybe that deserves a video because roaches are really gross on a boat. You can't get away from them. The other things that we did that we talked about last time were we've been having trouble with the dinghy. It had some leaks. We use a 60-year-old dinghy. It's older than the yacht. It's time to retire it. It's just getting metal fatigue after all this time, so it's going to become soda cans. And we're going to buy a new one when we get back. But right now, it was just ever so slightly leaking to the point where I had to bail it out in the morning. But, you know, it was fine. It wasn't going down or anything. But it's inconvenient to have to bail in the morning. And also, our feet are like always just a little wet. And we can't put things on the floor and keep them dry. So during all that really crappy weather, we knew we weren't going anywhere. So we brought the dinghy up on the foredeck, let it dry out real well, you know, for a day. I fiberglassed over the areas that are having a problem, and we've got a dry dinghy again. That's quite nice.
The other update we have is about solar panels.
Yep. As we mentioned last time, we were having trouble with power, just not enough sun. We're close to the solstice. We're still fairly north here. In fact, strangely enough, we are almost in the tropics. Where we are is not in the tropics. I think it's about 150 yards over that way is the line. So we're right on the edge of the tropics. Well, sun was low in the sky, lots of clouds, lots of crappy weather. We were having to run the generator every couple days just to keep up with our computer and refrigeration and things. We have since found out that a wire had come loose and half of our solar panels weren't even connected. So we're doing way better now, and life is better with power.
And our wind generator blades are coming very soon, we think.
Yeah, this week, I think. There's a lull in the weather, and our friends are only about a 2-day sail away. And if they're not crazy, they'll use this lull in the weather to come. Yep. Tell me about the budget, Emily. How have we done?
Our budget, as you know, we try to spend less than $1,000 every month when we're out here living this lifestyle. And today, I checked the numbers, and we are at $558 for December. December is over, $558. $350 of that, give or take, was groceries, which is good. We spent that much in November as well, so it seems like we've got a consistent grocery budget. We spent $84 on internet again. We spent about $100 in gas and fuel, and a few other things in there, but we're pretty happy with that. That's pretty reasonable.
It's good to be under budget.
Mm-hmm.
Save this money for later on. We're going to do a big reprovision and refit and do some changes to the boat when we get back to the United States after this cruise to prepare ourselves for a longer cruise. We're going to go down to Panama and Colombia and all points in between. So that'll be interesting. Projects. We always have a project going on of some kind. We've already mentioned the dinghy and the solar panels. They're really well taken care of. Emily has been extra busy. She's decided she wants the boat extra pretty. And tell us all the things you've been doing, Emily.
Well, last month we were working on varnish in the cockpit, and we ran out of polyurethane. We only had a little bit. Our friends are bringing more, so I had to stop that. But there was some teak that had gone gray, the grab rails, and some trim pieces on the housetop that I've brought back down to wood, so I can varnish those with the little bit of polyurethane I have left. And then I've also been sanding the entire housetop, which hasn't been done since
about 10 years or so.
About 10 years ago. So lots of scuffs, lots of cracks and things like that. We did a little bit of fiberglass repair, and we're going to be continuing to sand that down and then paint that. So that should be done in a couple days. We've been working on that for about a week.
A lot of sanding. That's the kind of thing you sand it and you say, I'm done. And you wait till the next day and look and say, oh no, this needs some more. Mm-hmm. And you want it close to perfect because it's going to last 10 years.
Yeah, but it's a process.
Uh-huh.
And the other thing was inside, our sauna room. Clark had a sauna room when the boat was in Seattle. It was the aft head, which he converted into a sauna room. But obviously we don't need that now. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a combination room right now because the composting toilet that was in my tiny house, the yellow tiny house, if you saw that video, that when we sold the tiny house, she did not want a composting toilet. She wanted a regular toilet. So we took that toilet out and we put it in the boat. But we aren't really using it right now. It's just there. And so is a bunch of other stuff that we were not really using, but it was there. So it kind of became a junk room. And I needed to get to the tools and be a little more organized. So I gutted that room. We reorganized the tools, and now you can find things. You can even stand up in the room.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty nice little room. We could move all the stuff that was in there because we've been out about a year now, and we've eaten a hole into our food supply, so we have room to store things in other places. Oh, let's see. It was December, so lots of events going on. We only got 3 videos out this month because, well, events and weather. We had 2 Christmas parties on land. Some local people invited us. Mike and Monica threw a wonderful dinner party on Christmas Day, and the food was tremendous. And we just met some really great people. They have a lot of really cool friends. And then afterwards, we went to another party that was more musical. So Emily played ukulele, had a little band put together there. Mm-hmm. That was pretty cool.
And prior to that, we had the cruiser Christmas party at St. Francis, where all the other boaters, not all of them, but many of them got together, and we had a gift exchange and a dinner, and we had a little ukulele concert. If you saw the Island Christmas video that we did, the ukulele footage is from that party. So that was fun as well. And shooting the Island Christmas video was quite an activity too. We were running around Georgetown getting other cruisers participating and getting little clips in there. So thank you everybody who participated in that video and everybody who liked and shared that video too. That was a good success. And during the point when we posted that video, that's when we hit 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, so thank you for whoever that was the 1,000th subscriber and everybody that helped us get along the way. We always talk about the worst and the best that happened in a month. What do you think the worst things were, Emily?
The weather was probably the worst. It's better now, but it was certainly getting old sitting in the boat and waiting for the weather to clear. So that was a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, we had like 30 knot gusts for days. It was really rough. We even dragged anchor once, and that I haven't done that in years. We had pretty big stuff down. Mm-hmm. There was a reason for it, but we'll go into the anchoring video and talk about that. For me, at least, and I'm sure for Emily, the worst for me was Emily was very uncomfortable for weeks. She got the flu or a cold or some such thing. So Emily was sick, and that slowed things down as well.
Yeah, when you're living on a boat and kind of isolated, sometimes your immune system doesn't keep up. So when you go on land and go to a Christmas party with 30 other people, you're bound to pick something up, and that's what happened. But feeling better now. So
yep, the sun just came out from behind a cloud. That's why we're all like cringing. We've been under clouds for a while. Okay, let's talk about the best things. What's the number one best thing?
The number one best thing is that all of our roaches are dead.
Cool.
And I'm not sorry to say it. They deserve to die.
They deserve to die. They deserve to die a
Terrible,
slow, horrible death.
terrible creatures. And Christmas was also good.
Mm-hmm.
And hitting 1,000 subscribers was also good.
Well, hitting 1,000 subscribers did another thing. I kind of expected this to happen, and I'm so happy I was right about it. Think about it. We now have ads, and I'm sorry if you had to see an ad. And we don't really make much off the ads. As of we made like $6. That will basically pay for like the batteries for our sound recorder for this video. We're not doing this for the money so much, but think about this. Last month, YouTube kind of lost money, everybody that watched our video, because they weren't seeing ads. This month, they're going to see ads, so they're making money. Well, that caused them to present us a little more. New people are seeing us. If you're new people, welcome. We have gotten more views in the last week than we got in the last month. So it's kind of nice to know that people are able to see us now. And thank you for your first 1,000. You really helped us. You got us that leg up that sometimes takes people years to get. So we really appreciate that. One of the things we like to do in our life is think about how to live intentionally. It's kind of one of our watchwords. And it kind of boils down to, we don't want to just be sheep on the planet. We don't want to just follow the flock. We want to intentionally think about how we're living life, how to get the most out of it, how to enjoy what we've got. We did something, we kind of stumbled into something we're really enjoying. Tell us about it, Emily.
This month we started listening to the audiobook Walden by Henry David Thoreau, which was written in the 1800s, but it's still very applicable to today if you can get over some of the language that he uses. And he talks about money, and the amounts are completely off from what you would expect to hear about today for buying a house, for instance. But anyway, we've really been enjoying listening to that together, and something popped out at us the other day when we were listening to it. He was talking about two young travelers traveling together, and both having different modes of navigating through the economy of travel. And one of the young men was getting odd jobs to pay for his travel, kind of week at a time, and the other young man had, as Thoreau says, banknotes in his pocket, and he was kind of ready to go. And he was saying how it's difficult for these two.
Our shark again! It's over there. You can still see the bubbles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this seems to be our theme. Really interesting animals jump up and they're out of frame. So, sorry, but... Okay. Giraffe!
Did you see him?
I did.
Yeah? What was it?
I just saw dark. I saw him going down.
Okay. Was he big?
It was big.
Yeah?
Yeah. And it wasn't spinning, so
We'll
it wasn't the spinner
up a
shark.
security camera. It's looping, and then we'll go back to it. Anyway, I don't remember. Anyway, so we've been reading this book, and that analogy that he gives about the two travelers really resonated with us. It made us realize, Clark's retired. He's been retired for some time. I'm still working, mostly just because I like working. Yeah,
we're okay with money, but it's time. I'm richer in time than Emily is right now, and that's putting us on different schedules.
Yeah, and it's a little bit. It's not so bad this year because we're staying in the same spot. We're here in Georgetown for several months. I know I have internet. I know I have phone. All those sorts of things. But when we start to travel more next year, it's going to be more stressful to say, okay, I have a conference call at 3 o'clock on Tuesday, and have to think a week in advance to make sure we're in the right spot to take that call. So we've been talking about rebalancing work and cruising life, and we'll probably give you an update on that next month about what that means and what's going to happen in the next 6 months.
Well, thank you for watching. Thank you to all our subscribers. And we have patrons now on Patreon. Thank you so much to you two guys. It just really feels, we just feel so appreciated. We were so excited when we got the little message that you guys had subscribed. We talked to you both, of course. One of you wants to stay anonymous completely, and the other guy only wants to be known as TJ. But thanks, TJ, and the other guy.
Thank you both of you.
Please continue to like, share, subscribe, and comment. we're still a very small channel. We read every single comment, of course. We try to respond to the ones that we should respond to.
For instance, our boat tour, which was doing really well, we got some comments. The sound is a little bit difficult to hear. We didn't have any real sound equipment at that time. So we're going to go back and add the closed captioning.
I did it last night
Okay,
when you went
done.
to bed.
See? Things happen when you comment on our videos and ask us for things.
If you want to re-see that, if you're wondering what the heck was Clark saying when he was outside in the wind, you could re-watch it now and turn on closed caption, and I've typed it all in.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks for supporting us, and thanks for coming along on our adventure. The sun is up.
The sun is up. It's so hot. Bye.
Talk to you guys next.